Test. All right, welcome back, everybody. I'm John Williams for Infinite Social Solutions. Welcome to day 2 of this gaming desktop repair. So I've resolved the hard drive issue that I was having the other day. Let's just say that I had a brain fart the other day and missed something simple. So we'll leave it at that. But problem has been solved. Good morning, good afternoon. Hello, world. How are you? So I'm going to finish up the repair today. Going to install Windows. After I install Windows, I'm going to get on the internet. We're going to update the drivers for the motherboard and the graphics card. Then we're going to do some benchmark tests to let the client know what games they can and can't play on here, or what graphic settings they'll need to play games on their desktop. And I'm also going to download a game or two, test it out, and see how well this system runs. But so far, so good as far as like stability with everything. I've had it running for about an hour now. Haven't noticed any temperature changes here with the CPU or the system temperature. So that means that the fans and the heat sinks are working fine. After I've finished doing the install of Windows and the updated the drivers, what I'm going to do is going to put the case back on and see if there's any change in temperature. And, you know, if everything goes well, then it'll be a successful repair. So thanks for hanging out, chilling out with me. I am currently streaming live from Map Technologies, 322 West Baltimore Street, in our podcast studio called the Orange Room. So if you ever have a podcast or interested in live streaming, please hit us up. Go to the website, www.mapgametech.com, and send us a message. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe to us on YouTube. So let's just go ahead and this. I got some music playing in the background. So if I go silent, that's because I'm working. So you can just vibe out to the music. If you have any questions, any concerns, please leave them in the chat. I will be monitoring the chat. So, cool. Let's get into it. All right, and if you are just joining live stream, I'm finishing up a repair that I started a couple days ago. During that repair, initially the repair was for customer, client, what have you. Brought the desktop in because when they put everything in, they installed all the components. They said that nothing was coming up on the screen. Initially, the first thing I noticed is that they did not have a hard drive in the computer, so that's one problem there. Second problem was they didn't have the CPU fan plugged in, so good thing they did not get any further than what they did, because that would have been a problem. Without the fan, processor probably would have overheated. But what I also found too was that for some reason what they initially did was, I guess they were plugging in their HDMI cable into the graphics card on the motherboard to the monitor. The weird thing about that was that there was no way of, there were no drivers installed for some reason. So there was no way they were going to be able to view anything here. But once we get Windows installed, I'm going to update the drivers and figure out what was that. The other thing too was that I did get it to work once I plugged the HDMI cable into the graphics card. So we were able to at least boot to the boot menu of the motherboard. So that verified that everything worked. So the next step was to basically install a hard drive so we can put an operating system on here so we can actually do some things on this computer, like updating and things like that. So that's where we're at. I'm installing Windows now. So we've gotten a lot further than we did the other day. And the reason why the hard drive wasn't working the other day, if you were paying attention to the live stream, something I overlooked. It was something simple. There's nothing wrong with this computer. But I feel kind of silly about what I overlooked that. So, but I got some rest, woke up very next day, realizing what my mistake was. Corrected it right away. Kind of funny, actually. So, but yeah, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in chat. I will do my best to answer questions you may have. Right. right, if you are just joining the live stream, so I'm doing a repair on a desktop. Customer brought it in. They put all the components together where they were not getting any video when they plugged their monitor. They brought it in for us to take a look at it. Come to find out, they did not have a hard drive. I have an operating system to run the computer. So they've since brought in a hard drive. So now I have been able to install Windows. So doing a temporary install. What that means is I have a copy of Windows 10. It's not a licensed copy. I mean, it is an official copy, but it's not a licensed copy. So they will have to purchase a product key once they get the desktop back. However, I have been able to install the operating system. It is connected to the internet, so that's great. So now what I'm going to do is finish installing all the updates for the motherboard and the graphics card so we can get everything running optimally. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, please put them in the chat. I will be monitoring that during this repair. And when I go silent, I got some music playing, so you can sit and watch, vibe out to the music, what have you. Enjoy the company. I hope you are having a great Ty, what's good, man? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're having a great day, sir. So you said you got a mixer and a 4. Which 4K cam you got? Just a regular webcam? Yeah. So, um, basically, which you got a is a condensed mic, right? And what streaming software are you planning on using? Um, or are you going to stream, or you just need to record? Question. So, are you plan on using OBS? Have you used OBS before? Because OBS is not user friendly at all. Trust me, OBS is. You don't have experience using streaming software. OBS is not the one to start with. Even though I do recommend OBS to everybody, but if you really want to learn, OBS is what you learn from. But if you're not familiar with it, OBS will kick your ass. But I do use OBS though. Yeah. So like the best advice for OBS is like because even for myself, what I do is I actually watch a lot of YouTube videos about people setting up OBS. Now there are some videos that give you like the basics of like setting it up for whatever you're trying to stream, which they're all of them been pretty good. All of them been pretty good. I think the most stressful part about setting up OBS is going to be setting up your sound and getting your sound to sound right. Because there really isn't a baseline for sound. Because sound is all going to depend on the device that's recording and also your mic. So the best thing to do is learn about your mids, your highs, and your lows as far as for the mixer. And then once you learn what the mid, high, and low do for you, then you can just tweak it. But that's going to be the hardest part is tweaking sound though. I'm still learning the ropes when it comes to sound. So I've right now there are 5 different mics that I use, and all sound different. So I have to always tweak those mics depending on which one. The headset that I have on, don't even bother tweaking. Like I just whatever sound comes out of here, as long as it isn't crap, is what it's gonna sound like. Because once I switched to the studio mics, it's a whole different sound. Do you know where you're going to be streaming to? What service have you like Twitch, YouTube, or something like that? Oh, what's good, babe? Right. So thanks for those who are watching and chatting in the stream. Doing a computer repair, gaming computer the customer put together. When they put it together, they realized that nothing was coming up on the screen. There were two reasons for that. One, they didn't have a hard drive, so there was no operating system. They couldn't use the computer anyway, even if they were successful in getting something on the screen. And two, for whatever reason, the drivers on the graphics card, on the onboard graphics card, were not working. But as soon as I plugged in the HDMI cable to the expanded graphics card, I got into the BIOS. So that means that it was working, but for whatever reason, the drivers on onboard graphics card were not working. So solved that problem. Installed the new hard drive. Just finished installing Windows a few minutes ago. So now what I'm doing is updating all of the drivers for updating Windows, updating drivers for the graphics card in the motherboard. So I'm going through that process right now. So doing driver updates is a lot of hurry up and wait. So I just most of the time just sit here watching the install bar go across, tell everything. I think we're just about finished with the with the motherboard updates. And the next thing is graphics card update. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the chat. I'm monitoring the chat. When I go silent, I've got some music. Bye about you. Hey, no problem, Ty. No problem. I'm here for a while. Never a quick process. Never a quick. Thanks for hanging out with me. All right, so got all the motherboard drivers installed and updated, graphics card drivers installed and updated. Next is I'm going to do a benchmark test. The website that I'm using, userbenchmark.com. Basically, going to test to see. Test to see how well setup does and compare it to other setups and find out what we can and can't run on. Again, that website, you want to test your own gaming setup. The website is userbenchmark.com, and when I get a moment, put it at. All right, so we got the benchmark results. So this computer, 44th percentile, so which is excellent. Play most games on here. Really won't know the full capabilities of this rig until you actually install a game and play it at its highest graphics resolution. But not a bad rig, especially for like a starter rig client. This is their first foray into building a computer, and did a good job with this one. So I will let them know. There is pretty much nothing else that done here. Everything is running great. So next step is to notify the client that their computer is ready. Yeah, I'm all done here. All I'm gonna do next is put the case on, call the client, have them come pick up their computer. Good to go. All right. So thanks for joining me. I will try to do a lot more live stream repairs. Some of these most of these repairs aren't very exciting. It's a lot of sitting around and waiting for stuff to happen. But thanks for joining me. Again, John Williams for Infinite Social Solutions and Map Technologies, located 322 West Baltimore Street. And I will see you guys next time.